Hey, welcome back to the Psychic Soul Healer channel. If you're new to my channel, welcome. My name is Laura. Then do a general message for Scorpio. Know that energy is fluid, roles could be reversed. Just interpret the message as it best resonates with you. Know that anything of any importance or relevance to the channel you'll find in the description box. And if you want to enter into winning a free reading with me because you resonated with this video, then give me a like. Subscribe to the channel. This way you'll know if I chose you, because you have to write the word of the video in your comment bar. You'll know if I chose you. If I wrote the word winner underneath, then just reach out to me through my email at pureenergyhealer70@gmail.com. Let me know days and times that you're available to get your reading. All readings are always done live stream because I believe in spiritual law, what's best for everyone involved. All right. Now, without further ado, let's jump right on into the reading. And let's see what the word of the video is going to be. The word of the video is always also the word, the underlining energy that is like influencing what's happening. So let's see, fanatical. So you're going to write the word fanatical in your comment bar. I like the word fanatical. And it's like, because it's like someone I'm feeling thinks that like the way that you live is over the top, that you're different, that you, again, you're someone that is like when you love something, you really 100% like become obsessed with it. You're a fanatic about it. And you may be like, I'm not really that way. And I feel like the person that's connected to you is someone that is very conservative, tends to like do things like always the same way. Like they're just very conservative. I feel like there's someone that's good in business, but not someone that's good within relationships because they're not comfortable with inside themselves. And so they like to appear as if they have their act together and that they're very educated and that they're successful and they care a lot about what other people think, where I feel like they feel like you're a fanatic because what you're passionate about, you're really passionate about. You don't really care what other people think. You don't care, again, whether this person even likes how you come across, and that there's a genuineness to you. And because they like what you, again, show off, there's a sense that they've been almost like trying to act a little bit more like that, where like how you are, to the point that they're being seen as almost as if they're being like really different and over the top by the people that are surrounding them. So there's a sense that I'm feeling like your person, what they used to feel comfortable with, they don't feel comfortable. And so, and I'm also feeling like at one point in the recent future, like your person was with someone else and that their relationship, they ended that relationship. The relationship really ended a really long time ago, but they actually finally ended the relationship and walked away from this person. And the person that was connected to them is who really thinks that your person is like crazy and over the top and like obsessed with someone in order to do this. So there's a sense that your way about being has inspired this person to change, and it's really influencing your person's environment, where they just feel like there's that it's such a drastic change, but it's a needed change. And this is the underlying energy. Now we're going to see why I feel this energy and like what fanatical, like what else that word has to do with anything. But I like the word fanatical because it's like I said, there's a sense of getting into something and being really into it. And I feel like you live your life on your own terms. And that's seen as like a little bit over the top because you don't care, like you don't fit into a mold. You don't fit. So there's a sense of being really unique and being marching to your own drum and but being successful and not being flighty because you're very detail oriented and there is like a little bit of an obsession with it, but it's mainly living your own by your own rules, by like what you want, and that's like by and that's seen as very, like I said, empowering to your person and making them like very self-aware of their own life and wanting to pull in that energy also and becoming like that. It's time for me to heal now. And again, then I feel like for a long time they lived by other people's rules. And that could have even been like the house that they grew up in. They were very accepted by mommy and daddy as long as they went to school and they got the good grades and they did everything in accordance to what their family wanted, to what their ancestors wanted, to what other people wanted. So again, general reading. So it could be, again, anybody, but whoever was, again, around them that taught them this is what success is. If you want to be successful, this is what you need to do. They live by that for a long time. And I think it worked for them for a little while. But then what happened is that they see that they're not happy and that there's nothing that's really driving them. I mean, what is our passion? Our passion, we are fanatical about that. We are like, again, when you're putting your energy into that, you're living your bliss. Your bliss is moving you. You're not moving you. And the thing is that you're radiating a light that everyone is seeing. And that's like, it's almost like you become a muse for this person. And that is made them like see everything that was broken inside of them is what it feels like. So of course, to everybody that's around your person, they think that they've lost their mind because it's like, who is this person? And what it is that I feel like your person felt like dead because they were living from the persona. I can't stop thinking about you. And it's because, again, there is unconditional love. Remember, when you have a person as a soulmate twin flame, they're different. That your energy is different. The gifts are different. The strengths are different. The wounds are might be the same, like, and the wound could be the same karmic theme of feeling that you didn't fit in. And if that's the case, where we're gonna see, but then one person then is gonna learn how to survive and thrive by beating to their own drum, where the other person learn how to survive through conforming. And so, neither one is 100% right because we don't need to be just off to ourselves and creating by ourselves with not knowing how to connect to other people. And not because then what'll happen is we don't have structure. We don't know how, we have creative ideas, we have inspiration, we might even be able to follow through it and create it, but there's usually a lacking within the grounding part where the other person doesn't have ideas of their own. And to the, again, of that freedom of expression, but they can be very structured. They are very methodical. They are very business oriented because they know how to follow directions. They know they're good in that element. So in being like here in the physical realm, we have to have both. And so if we have blocks, we're not going to be good at both. We're going to have a strength. So like I said, I believe that you, again, being so different is not who this person would normally date. You're not someone that they would even like normally. So it's again the fact that you're so different and over the top, and then on top of it, have taught this person about themselves, and then they're so attracted on top of it. My life is not as together as it seems, but then they feel really inadequate because, again, they're like, who am I? I'm kind of living a sham. It's like, yes, I present myself as having it all together, and I'm presenting myself in a certain way. That's not really how I feel about myself. And when I look at you, you're really living your true self on your own terms. You're living by your rules, and you don't care who cares. And you're making me feel as if that's not just over the top and great, but which really isn't. I realize that, but it would be for me to do it myself. And that makes me feel inadequate because I realize that that's not the way that I should be. So, like I said, our soul relationships teach us all about ourselves. I regret lying to you. So, like I said, this person wishes that they would have acted more like a friend. They was such an intense attraction to you that this person did not want you to see them vulnerable at all. I feel like they misjudged you. First, they didn't understand your energy. They thought you were a bit wild, a bit woo woo, and a bit all over the place. Again, fanatical is different. You're different over the top, but you were passionate about it, but different. They didn't understand. So you're not someone that they would normally date. But what it is that they're like, I have no control over this. I have a lot of attraction. And then on top of it, you're like showing me a different way of life that this not only looks better than mine, but it's making me feel really insecure. And it's also making me look and see how I treated you, which is making me feel even smaller. So it's kind of put them in a pickle, like where this person might have been very cocky and came across as somebody, again, very confident, had their shit together, acted like, again, that you didn't know like what you were doing, tried to make you feel a little bit more insecure. And really, like what it wound up doing is it wound up making them feel more insecure because you like seem like you're not affected by it and you're still living your happiness. And it's making them feel like, well, you didn't even act the way that I thought that you were going to act. I really thought that you were going to be a little upset by that. It's again, and now instead it's like making me feel empty. It's making me feel like what's lacking inside of me when really I was trying to give you not enough and try to act like you didn't have it all together, but I didn't really understand where you were coming from. I just was pretty much overly confident in who I was, and really I was acting overly confident because I feel a lack inside of me because it's like I don't really live by my truth. I live like to fit in with everyone else needs again. And in that, it's like this person didn't really give you what you needed. It's like, and so I feel like you detached from them, and really what it made them realize is what they need. And what they needed wasn't someone to chase them, because that's again inevitably what they wanted. They wanted you to like give them more. And they again tried to, and I know that because they wouldn't let you really see who they truly were. They tried to hide who they were, tried to show you a persona of who they are. And that can only happen if a person doesn't get that close to you, that you would buy that. So by you being like giving them more energy, and if they again could make you feel insecure, you being like not really secure in the relationship, you're going to give more to them and be focused more on that. So I feel like this person tends to be very strategic. They tend to like to manipulate and control the relationship. And what this is that this is like a, a soul relationship, that they wish that they would have been a friend to you. They wish that they would have handled this connection a lot better. But I feel like they saw you as so over the top and so different that they, like, it scared them. It's like their first thing was like to be scared by it and not to understand it. And now it's like, again, it's like not really, they're not seeing it from that. Again, unable to free themselves from a sticky situation. Taking a step back helps you to see clearly. So they tend to be like tangled up with people or situations. Again, this conformity that I felt, again, believing that they need to be a certain way. So that, again, this collective way of thinking, and not no individual freedom of expression, which is what you are all about. You are seen as fanatical because this is who you are. You're coming from your true sense of self, which is going to be seen as over the top, where I don't really believe that you're over the top. You're just someone that isn't a surface person. I believe that this person was taught to be like a surface person. Like, I just popped into my mind, like a person that grows up in the South, for instance, opposed to a person that grows up in the North. When we're talking about people that grow up in the United States, people that live in the South will say, "Oh, bless your heart." And they'll say like things like that, which seem like they're nice things. But people that live in the South know that things like bless your heart means go, go screw yourself, um, go, shit in your hat and cover your ears with it. It means like, it doesn't mean have a nice day. It doesn't mean you're not a nice person. It means that you're a stupid person. It means like, so but it's this etiquette of how they want to be perceived. They don't want to be perceived like anything bothers them, like that they're not emotional, that everything is fine, that everything's proper, that everything is always done, like, so that everyone that is watching only sees like this prim and proper, where someone from New York, it can be seen as someone that's very crude, that says, "Hey, yo, get out of the way, like go F yourself." Like, someone from New York is gonna be straightforward a lot of times. It's just means, and I'm talking about a real native New Yorker. I'm a real native New Yorker. I grew up in New York, and we can be seen as loud. We can be seen as rough, or having like this energy that is not like this passive aggressive energy, because it's not done underhanded. If anything, it's right in your face. Like, as passive aggressive is, it's like, did that person just say something nasty? Like, where you have to question. This is not that. This is where it's like, oh, you're very direct. And I know exactly what you mean. And it seems like it's like, oh, bold. And you don't care what people perceive of you because you say this. You don't care. And it's like, again, two different ways, where your person's used to being like a little bit full of shit and sugarcoat everything, but it's like they're still full of shit, where you, again, are just very direct. They are tangled up with people that are phony from living like through this facade. So of course you are not connected to anyone. So of course you seem like, again, your energy is so tantalizing to them. They're like, oh, this seems like um so amazing that you live on your own terms, that you're not afraid to speak your mind, that you don't care what other people think. Like, I believe that this person is like, I'm like tired of feeling like I need to conform. I'm tired and I've outgrown my environment. So, like I said, we normally would never change, okay, like unless we were uncomfortable. We incarnated together to clear specific patterns from our ancestral bloodline. So I believe, again, a lot of times our soulmate twin flames, they come in with different gifts and they do teach us about ourselves. I believe that your person needs to clear, again, like what they should think that they should be. That they, again, need to clear, like, feeling like they have to, like, become part of their environment, that they're not allowed to have their own voice, that they're not allowed to have their own opinions, that they're not allowed to have, again, that they mold too much. And this is, I'm not going to give into fear. I know fear is only an illusion. So it's almost like your person is fearful with this connection. It's not like they're not, because a soulmate twin flame relationship makes us look at ourselves, makes us look and see what needs to be changed. A lot of times we don't want to do that, especially when we're tangled up with other people, because I believe for a long time your person associated their survival with the people in their environment and not from themselves, because life was successful for a long time for this person because they lived by, again, doing what the environment dictated them to do and what called them to, but that became like a pattern. And so when we grow up in ancestral karma, it means that we're taught by our family, and we're taught by our family to be a certain way and act a certain way. And I believe that for your person, it was to conform to the family, to help the family, to care about the family more than their own freedom of expression. They're to not pay attention to their own needs, their own wants, their own desires, to, like, never really develop their own needs and desires that much. So they were never really strong enough, so they could be manipulated a lot of times by their environment. But this really has kept them in a place of feeling empty, because, you know, emptiness, when we feel empty, that's an inside thing. It's like we feel a lack. We feel bored. We feel like there's nothing fulfilling us. We feel tired. We feel drained. We're actually up in our head then. And when we're trying to, you know, conform to the environment, well, that's where we are. We're up in our head. We're not living by our heart. We're not leading from our own passions, our own desires, and finding ourselves. That's not what's happening here. And so that's what pretty much has happened. Your person hasn't been doing that. They've been living by other people's rules. So again, that's why your energy is really tantalizing to them, because like I said, it's like, well, you're really happy and you live by your own rules. And though, like, I was always taught to conform and to do, like, to sugarcoat things and to, like, do what was proper and what was right. It's like I've lost myself. And here it is, it's like all you do is live by yourself. So we can see now that is scary. Like I said, for the friend, but they're saying, I'm not going to let fear control me because I don't like the life I'm living. But what I see is you're happy living the life that you're living. So it's really, like I said, this connection is like teaching your person on many different levels. My heart is opening to love and guiding me back to you. So again, this soulmate relationship, I feel like a long time they walked away from you because you were so different. And what they're realizing is well, you're so different. You would never fit in with my family. You would never fit in with people. Like they made a lot of excuses. I would have to change. I would have to do this. I would have to do that. Again, they gave themselves a million and one reasons of why this relationship would not work. To the fact when they again regret lying, I feel like they regret like pretending that they didn't care about you. It's not that they didn't care about you, it's that they're tangled up in like the people that are in their environment, and the way that you are is like over the top for them, but it's not really over the top. It's just that this person lives in accordance to other people's rules and you are not really conservative. But what they're seeing is that they still have like they have this love for you. They have this connection for you, and there's a reason why. It's because it's again a relationship that's brought in to help heal. I long to sweep you off your feet and shower you with love. So there's a tremendous amount of passion here. And that's obvious because person normally doesn't just volunteer to change and to do the things that they need to do to heal. What it is the unconditional love that makes people change, that makes people leave difficult relationships that they're tangled up in. Again, and this really the reason why is because, you know, life is not successful. So it's like making them think about what is it that I want. And right now they're like, well, I want you because I feel like you're a connection to like a better life, to a better life. And really, what I realize is before I approach you, I really have to heal now. It's again, this relationship is making me feel that way because I realize no one should be able to make me feel as if I'm empty, as if like again everything's about clearing, everything's about clearing specific ancestral patterns. And that's again when we follow ancestral patterns, it's the way our parents thought that we should act, and that's what their parents thought. But then those were different times, and what worked for them is not going to work for us. We have to live from our true self, not from what the environment tells us to do. See, your person was living from their environment, but that's, like I said, is more from living from a survival mechanism and not from our higher self. Survival mechanism is our lower self. It's that ego part of self, the part of ourself that is run mainly from our, you know, like our wants, our desires, but also our fears. And so your person like was living that way, and really it made them feel so empty. And so now they're in a place of really looking at this connection and being like, well, I feel like I would be so happy with you. And I do long to sweep you off your feet. I want to let my guard down with you, but fear makes me lash out in self-defense. So again, but they do get triggered again because like of believing that they need to be a certain way and wanting to control the connection. So they still which is normal when you have a soulmate twin flame relationship, when you have a soulmate relationship, because you are making this person be different. And so again, that's really what these relationships do. They create awareness. The awareness makes us feel uncomfortable. And the trigger is that, and that's really what this connection is all through it. This person says, I feel as if I'm empty. I feel as if what's lacking is really like really like dominating me, that's all I can think about because of how you live, that your life is so rich, so happy, so fulfilling that it makes mine not feel good. I see everything that's wrong. So sometimes when you talk to me, it's like, because of that lack that I feel, this is why I get triggered and I yell at you. Or if I'm not yelling at you, again, you can feel that I'm triggered. And it's because it's time for this person to heal. They wouldn't volunteer to heal. But the thing is that they just can't stop thinking about you. They have a lot of passion. And so because of you, I'm starting to see what is really important in my life. And what they're saying is, I want to become my own person. I want to be happy. I want to meet again. If it's not going to be with you, that fixes it. I want to meet someone that's just like you. I want to feel passion. I want to be happy. It's again, I don't want to live by other people's rules. I don't want to feel empty anymore. So, like I said, that's what soulmate relationships do. But this person has to change, and that means they have to break away from the people that they were so busy trying to like follow their rules. So that's really important. And I've been so ground all my life. It's hard for me to trust the spiritual elements of our connection, yet I can't deny they exist. So again, you seem very different from them. You're very spiritual, you're intuitive. This person's very grounded, they're very logical, they're very analytical. So again, the opposites attract, but it's seen as very, like again, over the top for them. So they resisted it. But what they're seeing is, well, I still have feelings. This connection has transcends all time and space. I can't help it. I can't walk away. It's again, I am walking home back to you. I'm not sure where I am on the path, but I'm walking on it. So they're in the process of healing again, and healing by breaking away from some of these people and again embodying what they want. I feel like you've created awareness for them. This is a soulmate twin flame relationship. This person feels the unconditional love that they have for you. They feel like you have it for them too. But in the beginning, the differences petrified them. They didn't see how this connection could work, and what they realized is they walked away, and that they still have feelings, and not just they have feelings, they're like, how I'm living is actually wrong, and I really need to heal that. So you've created a lot of awareness for this person, for them to change their life for the better. And I'm going to leave that there, Scorpio. You let me know whether you resonated with this. And if you did, write the word in your comment bar. And again, that's fanatical. Someone sees you as fanatical. And again, but that in the most positive way. It's over the top. Again, courageous. Someone that's, again, detail oriented. Someone that's colorful and vibrant and fanatical, and they're living bland and boring and empty. And that, they thought it was too much in the beginning, but now they're like, well, this is actually what more up my alley. You're again everything I want, and it's making me heal. And I think that that's great. So you let me know whether or not the story resonates, and I will talk to you all soon. Bye.